Okay, can all of you see the screen, the one which I shared?
Yes.
All of you, in case you are on a smaller this thing, please look at the screen which I have shared. Okay, here where I have drawn some lines now. This one. So okay, so let's very quickly go through what we did last time. Last time, if you remember, we had first done the Vimshotri Dasha sequence, which is this, correct? So in that we understood what is the sequence of the planets which we are going to take as a default. We also understood what are the colors associated with the planets. So it is basically Ketu, which is written as Ke, which is deep purple, Venus, which is Ve, lilac or light pink, Sun, Su, yellow, Moon, Mo, light blue, Mars, Ma, red, Rahu, Ra, deep blue, Jupiter, Ju, golden, Saturn, Sa, brown, Mercury, Me, green. Okay, that was the first thing. Then what we saw was basically how the sequence moves. Correct. So we knew that this was Rashi 1, Rashi 2, Rashi 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Right. Then we understood which were the Rashi lords or the dispositors. So here we had Mars, here we had Mars, here we had Venus, here we had Venus, here we had Mercury, here we had Mercury, here we had Jupiter, here we had Jupiter, here we had Saturn, here we had Saturn, here we had Moon, here we had Sun. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what we had done last time. Then the last thing which we did was the from, which is one of the most important things. So if this is 1, this is fifth from it, this is ninth from it. If you remember, I told you how to see the equal L, unequal L. I hope you all have practiced all that, right? So equal L, unequal L. In case the thing is at some side, then there it's a kekada, both equal, right? I hope you remember all that. So now,
Yes.
this is what we had done last time. Today we have got a lot of things to do. They are all chota things, but it's not difficult. You know, I was just playing a prank on you by trying to make it look more and more difficult so that I look more competent. But jokes apart, it is not that. It's very simple, and you will pick it up in no time. Okay. So today the first thing that we will be doing is what we call as the ascendant. Now, if you remember last time, we had understood that the Rashi sequence is always permanent, correct? This is always R1, this will be always R3, this will be R6, this will be R9, and this will be R12, correct? This is what we understood. Now, the ascendant is based on your chart, and that is based on a certain calculation depending on the time when you are born and the longitude where you are born. So, date, time, place, that makes the difference. That makes the difference between all of us. Okay. Now the what is it called ascendant is indicated this way by 2, how we show the cross check indication. Okay. So wherever you see this, if you see this at this point, that means that it is you are indicating a which Rashi ascendant. Can somebody tell me? You unmute and mute. Huh? Don't make me mute all of you. Which one?
Cancer.
Cancer. So Cancer is the sign, and Moon is what?
Rashi Lord.
Rashi Lord. That is called dispositor. Correct? Now, if let us say this was the ascendant, what would be the Rashi and Rashi Lord? Aries and Mars. Correct? Okay,
Yeah.
very good. So your ascendant is basically your H1, that is your house 1. Now, this is one point which you need to understand properly. If you don't get this, you will create a lot of confusion later on. Please switch on your cameras, those who can. I don't like to talk to a dead wall. So basically, your ascendant is your starting point. It is the H1. Okay, it is the H1. H1 is the sense, it is the house. Now we will basically, once I give you the character for which I have already given you, you'll understand what that means. But basically H1 is the house number 1. So house number 2, 3, 4 goes in that sequence. Somebody's mic is on. So basically this one, okay, there is something like what I call as a script. So if you look at this, it is H1 R4 moon. If you want to write it down somewhere. So house, Rashi, dispositor. Are all of you understanding this? This is a very important thing because each one of them have their own special listing. So for example, for some reason my Apple Pencil has decided not to work. Anyways. That's it. Just 1 minute, my Apple Pencil is on top of it. Suppose I say the ascendant is in 10th Rashi, what would your sequence be? Suppose this is the ascendant.
So it will be H10.
Huh?
This will be H1 R10 and Saturn.
Correct. So this will be, it will always be H1, it will be R10 and Saturn. Is it R10? Is she correct?
No, sir, it's R11.
Correct. This is R11. I hope you all have got the thing correctly. Huh? This is one. Something is going on.
Yes, I got my mistake.
Yeah. Okay. My Apple Pencil is not working today for some reason. I don't know what to do. Just 1 minute. I'm not used to this also very much. Just 1 minute. Something has to go wrong. Okay, now let's take one more example. Let us say you have ascendant of last one, ascendant of 6th Rashi. What would be the script? Somebody else tell now. 6th Rashi, if you have the ascendant, what would be your script?
Virgo Rashi and Mercury.
Huh?
Virgo Rashi and Mercury.
No, no. What will you write? H what? R what?
H1.
Correct.
R6.
Correct.
And
Mercury.
Mercury.
Very good. You've done your homework. Your mama shared with you all your details. Okay. Now, for some reason, my pencil doesn't want to work, so just bear with me. I'll try to make it as simple as possible. Now, the next thing is aspect. I don't know how I'm going to. Can somebody help me with this? Who knows Apple? How do I get the pen out and the
So
pencil
you can
on?
start restarting the. So you can start restarting the tablet.
No, my pencil is giving some problem. Baki nahi, where is that thing where you instead of a pen you use a pencil and all that? Anyone using an app? I don't know whether this is going to help. Does anyone know how to remove this and get, because I put the hand gestures off and this thing off.
I'm not familiar, but I'm checking. Just go to the Bluetooth settings and repair it.
Repair it. So you're not connected.
Forget device for now. Forget the Apple Pencil for now. Then repair it.
Okay, 1 minute. How do I forget it? Okay. Now?
And then it is repaired. Yeah.
It was not connected with something.
So turn off the Bluetooth and turn it on.
कौन बताया मेरे को? डिंकी? Who was the rascal who taught me this? Good girl. Okay, chalo. Okay, so one quick one, last one. Suppose this is the one. Now I'll only do it. It will be H1 R10 Saturn. Correct? Have you got the sequence? Okay. Now we go to. So this is what we did was ascendant. Now there is something called as aspect. Okay. What is an aspect? Aspect. You keep writing down, okay, because everything I have not been able to write down. So the words which I tell you, if you want, keep one page only for nomenclature, in the sense abbreviations. So aspect is equal to drishti, 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 म्हणजे nazar, drishti. So a planet is supposed to have a drishti. Okay. So all planets, you can write down if you want, all planets have the seventh drishti. Now last time I told you how to read the from. So if there's a planet here, from here it will have a seventh drishti. If it is here, a planet will have a seventh drishti. Okay. So all the 9 planets have a seventh drishti. Then we have what is called as special aspects. So 3 planets, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, have got what are known as special aspects. And Rahu and Ketu, which are actually not planets but they are shadow planets, are supposed to have an affliction. It is actually not an aspect, but between us, let us just call it an aspect, because I don't want too many complicated things getting into the picture. Okay. So what are the special aspects? I think I've given it in that note, but anyway, you write it again. Let us say Saturn is positioned here. By default, Saturn will have the 7th aspect, correct? So it will hit here. Saturn also has the 3rd and the 10th aspect. So what do we mean by 3rd? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So it is hitting the 3rd, this thing. What is 10th? If you remember, I told you 10th kaise karne ka, 9th kaise milega? From here, this is the 9th, the long khekda. So the one before this will be the 10th. So it has a 10th drishti over here. So what this basically means is that if Saturn is placed here, let us say Mars is placed here, let us say Moon is placed here, and let us say Sun is placed here. Saturn can hit Mars, Saturn can hit Moon, and Saturn can hit Sun. I am saying can because there is a little advancement in that which will come at a nakshatra level. But for the time being, Saturn can hit, because this is the 3rd aspect, this is the 7th aspect, and this is the 10th aspect. Barabar? All clear on this? And you not understand, just ask me. ऐसा गिनती मत करो डिंकी. Last time I told you how to do this thing. You have not learned that. Okay. Saturn का हो गया.
The calculation is not really clear. How do you get the 10th house and 10th asteroid?
So 10th basically, last time I told you कि it's a khekda. You were not there last time. See, basically, if a planet, again this mouse has gone here. Why is it again and again not connecting? Every 2 minutes I'm going to do this over.
Is the pencil battery fully charged?
No, it's not fully charged, but एक 5 मिनट भी रखा तो भी.
Okay. I mean, not low, right?
Yeah, नहीं, my it's अभी इसका वो validity period खत्म हो गया. It's like 2017 का. If I can't demonstrate here, no, it will be difficult for you to understand. नहीं तो what I'll have to do is वो pencil भूल जाओ, hand gestures if I get on, I think that will be good. तो ये Bluetooth off ही कर देता हूँ. Does anyone know how to get the this thing just so I think it is here. Just give me 1 minute. This is a little irritating. Chalo. We'll go to the ekdam Ghati style only, Purana style. Okay, I'm doing with the finger, so it's going to come horrible. Just bear with me. But no apple can hold us back, right? चलो. So aspect वो था अभी Mars. Here Ram. Mars. Just bear with me. It's going to come in some Hebrew language, you know. So Mars basically has the 4th and the 8th aspect. So what is the 4th one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously the 7th aspect and 8th. So if you remember 8th, मैंने क्या बोला था? Go to the 7th and crank it to the 8th. Correct? The Dinky, I'll tell you that thing again later on because that will take some time. You don't know how to get that thing, no? The observation which I taught last time. So at the end of the class, I'll teach you or I'll tell you later on. Rest of you, have you understood 4 and 8 and 7? So Saturn we got Mars. Now the other one is Jupiter. Jupiter, Rahu and Ketu have got similar aspects. Again, I'm repeating, Rahu, Ketu don't have aspect, but I'm calling it aspect. That is the 5 and the 9. Okay. So 5 is what? This. 7 is what? This. And 9 is what? This. Correct? Are all of you understanding what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So if we just take an orbit example and we say Saturn is here, okay? Mars is here, Moon is here, and let us say Mercury is here. Which all planets will Saturn hit? Those who know don't tell them. The ones who are already champions don't tell. Baki ka. If you have written down the Saturn ka aspects, you should be able to count. Please switch on your cameras. Saturn will hit which all planets? Can somebody tell me? What is the Saturn ka special aspect other than 7?
3 and 10.
3 and okay. So from Saturn, is there anything in the third aspect over there? See this is the basic. If you don't get this basic now, you will not be able to analyze it all. That's why I'm telling you these. There are only 2 lectures which I've done. These 2 lectures I've got everything that you need to analyze. Saturn's a third aspect है क्या कोई? Is there any third? Correct. So it is 1, 2, 3. So it can hit Mars. Which is the next aspect of Saturn? The regular aspect, 7th one. Is there anything in the 7th house from there?
No.
7th house is empty. Is there anything in the 10th house?
10th is also empty.
10th is also empty. Correct? Correct. Now you got it. Now let us say we have got Rahu over here. We've got Moon over here. We've got Sun over here. And we have got, let us say, Mercury over here. Which all can Rahu aspect?
Moon and Mercury.
Moon and Mercury, correct? Why? Because Moon is the 5th and Mercury is the 9th. This is the Kekada thing which I have been telling all along. If you can understand that Kekada thing in a long L, short L, you will immediately get it. Now Dinky, just see here 1 minute. I am doing it quickly. From here, you go a little distance, you walk a full distance over here. You walk an equal distance, you walk an equal distance. So this becomes an unequal L, this becomes an equal L. So wherever your planet is seated, let us say it is here, you have to get the 5 and the 9. Am I walking a full distance here? No, I am walking a short distance over here. So I'll have to go all the way over here to hit. Over here, am I walking an equal distance? Yes, I am walking equal distance. So I'll just go equal distance here. So it makes an equilateral triangle. I'll explain that again later. Okay? So have you understood how the aspects work, all of you? Mute everyone, please.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so that was the first thing. Now, let's go to the next one. Now, from here, it starts getting a little, क्या बोलते हैं जैसा memory में करने का, you will have to by heart it, but I'll go very slow. It's very simple. Now Rashis, planets and houses, the entire play is amongst these three. From here now actually the analysis part is going to start, okay? So be careful. Till now it was the background. You've got all your tools ready. Now you start using them. So for using them, the main thing that you require in all these are to understand the Karak Tattva. If you want to write this, keep one separate page for Karak Tattva. Keep 12 different pages for H1, H2, H3, H4, H10 till 12, and keep 9 different sheets for different planets. Write them in that sequence only. Ketu, next page Venus, next page Sun, next page Moon, then Vimshatri Dasha. Because though I have shared some with you, there are 200-300 per category, which I don't know by heart, but when it comes, I just said keep separate pages for separate things. So you will need 12 pages for your houses. You will need 9 separate pages individually for 9 planets. Bas, 12 plus 9. Keep it separate only wherever, either on a separate sheet which you can keep together, or in a book. If you write Jupiter on top, leave the entire thing for Jupiter. Because as we go along, 10,000 things will come up, which I don't know as a by heart. I will not be able to ekdam rata ufale. But when it comes, I will be able to tell you. So now Rashi ka tattva, just understand there are 2 things that you have to understand in the Rashi. One is a swabhav. Swabhav म्हणजे उसका behavioral pattern. So there are 3 types of things. One is a Chara Rashi, which is also called movable. One is a Sthira Rashi, which is called fixed. And one is called a Dvi Swabhav, which is called as dual. Okay. Now how to remember this? I'll show you a very easy way of remembering this. The corner ones, na, ऐसे ध्यान में रखो, corner, you can go here or you can go here. No, it's like a confusing thing. No? They are Dvi Swabhav. Okay. So the corner ones, I'm just highlighting them here, is a Dvi Swabhav. Always. And always remember one thing, getting in mind, especially the ones who are used to the North Indian style, here we are going clockwise. So इसके पीछे वाला जो पीछे रह गया वो स्थिर है राशि, बराबर, एंड जो आगे निकल गया that is the movable or the chara rashi. So you want to call it movable, we'll call it movable and we'll call it fixed, and this is dual. Anyone confused over here? So the same sequence will go. Who switched on the mic? So Megha, you have to ask anything?
Yes, दादा.
हाँ.
आपने जो बताया कि साइड के जितने भी कोर्स.
हाँ, ये कोने वाले.
स्वभाव के.
Yeah, these ones.
Yeah. And next one will be.
That I'm not telling you that.
Okay.
I'm telling you. So basically वो कैसे चलता है, just see. Let's talk in English terms only. So this is a movable one. This is a fixed one. This is a द्वि स्वभाव. Movable, fixed, द्वि स्वभाव. Movable, fixed, द्वि स्वभाव. Movable, fixed, द्वि स्वभाव. अब ये कैसे ध्यान में रखने का, also I'll tell you. Don't worry. It's not so difficult. I'll tell you, it's very simple. Just concentrate on any द्वि स्वभाव one. कोना is द्वि स्वभाव, बराबर, because यहाँ जाओ कि वहाँ जाओ. So this is a द्वि स्वभाव one. Who will stay behind? जो स्थिर है वो पीछे रह जाएगा. So this is the fixed fellow. द्वि स्वभाव के पीछे वाला कोई भी है, that is fixed. जो आगे निकल गया, that is the movable fellow. बस ये triangle ध्यान में रखो. Then you keep any damn thing. If you take this as द्वि स्वभाव, the one behind it will be the fixed, the one ahead will be movable. Finish. Correct? Very simple. That's what I was telling you. Normally in the textbook it is given Chara Rashi ka Chara Rashi ka ye what 1, 4, 7, 10 will be Chara Rashi. It's very complicated. Just look at it diagrammatically. Have you understood this one point? Simple. Now there is something called as the Tattva. Tattva is the element. All these things will come into analysis. In the sense, if something is in a Chara Rashi, it means that action is going to keep moving fast. If the Chara Rashi is in a fire Tattva, it is something which is going to be like ignited or something which is burning. Now, Tattva, basically Tattva, there are 4 Tattvas. F-E-A-R. Now this R, there is a reason. Otherwise it is actually F-E-A-W, but F-E with ध्यान में नहीं रहता, इसलिए initially I turned it to F-E-A-R. What is F? Fire. E, earth. A, air. R, river, म्हणजे water. Water तत्व. जल तत्व. So Agni, Prithvi, Vayu and Jal. But to keep in mind, because वो sequence ध्यान में रहना चाहिए, make it fear, F-E-A-R. अभी वो कैसे आता है जरा देखो. This 1, 5, 9. You remember 1, 5, 9 trine? They are all in trine. Because you have got 4 tattva and 12 rashis. 4 threes are 12. So each tattva will be across 3 rashis and they will be in a trine. So it is 1, 5, 9. Which is the next trine? 2, 6, 10. Which is the next one? Fear ka second wala kaun sa ala? E, earth. Correct? So earth. So fire, fire, fire. Earth, earth, earth. Air, air, air. Water, water, water. लिखते समय water लिखो, river मत लिखो. Whenever you write, the other people won't understand. See, I'll tell you one very simple thing. I am putting it actually on a platter for you. It took me 1.5 years to decode what those jokers were trying to teach us, because they taught it in such a difficult manner, either to malign our basic progress or what, I don't know. So you will find a lot of stupid things in what I tell you, but those stupid things will help you to remember permanently. ये समझ में आया? Now, just see a little fun part over here. This fire is what swabhav? It's a movable one. Correct? This fire is what? ये दिव्य स्वभाव का पीछे है, मतलब it's a fixed one. This fellow is in the kona, so what is it? It's a dviswabhav. So you understand, even though it's 1, 5, 9, the swabhav changes. So this is a fire rashi in a movable sign. मतलब it is something कि जंगल को आग लग गया. This fire is in a fixed sign. एक ही झाड़ जल रहा है. And this fire is in a dviswabhav. और left को भी जला रहा है, right को भी जला रहा है. So later on, when you do the analysis and something is coming over here, you will realize how to analyze it from the Rashi point of view. Because many people make a confusion, Rashi किधर पकड़ो and house किधर पकड़ो. Okay? So Rashi का ये इतना ही है, तत्व and स्वभाव. All clear? So what you have to now by heart is the basically movable fixed dual, whatever that is. And then the fear. Okay? Once you have got that in mind, your Rashi ka component is understood. Okay? Should I go to the next one? Okay. Now, there are chota concepts which are here. Okay? Very simple. Just try to understand. There is something called as an exalted and a debilitated. What that means is, each of the planets have been given a position in the zodiac at a specific degree, which will come at a much later stage, but at a very specific point where they are either exalted, म्हणजे उच्च, म्हणजे strong, या debilitated, म्हणजे weak. Okay? So how do we get this? There is a complete logic behind it, which I am not getting into just now, because I want you to understand the ABCD just now. As we go along, I will tell you. So if you see the first Rashi, Sun is exalted, Saturn is debilitated. Because later on you realize this relates to East. East is where Sun rises and Sun sets. Saturn is Karak of night, Sun is day. Okay, so here Sun is exalted, Saturn is debilitated. Diametrically opposite, the same thing will switch over. So here if you see, Saturn is exalted, Sun is debilitated. Got it? So in this, we have got Saturn, Sun, Sun, Saturn, Saturn, Sun. Over here, Moon gets exalted nothing is debilitated. Here, nothing is exalted, moon is debilitated. बराबर? निधि समझता है?
I was just about to ask, Manish.
हाँ.
How do you determine that? Sorry.
No. Don't get into that. It is written in the scripture where it has a complete logic behind it. But now, if I start getting into the logic, now it will be 1 hour just to talk about this moon ka thing.
Okay.
So abhi filhal mat go, because see, that is related to nakshatra. It is related to nakshatra pada. It is related to nakshatra pada ka navmanch. It is related to navmanch tulya rashi. So if I start going to that depth, we are at ABCD level, and you are asking me. So you are asking me a Shakespeare level question. I am teaching A for apple and B for Apollo. After some time it will come. Don't worry. Okay, so this is here. Here there is nothing exalted, debilitated, so nothing here. Here if you see, Jupiter is exalted, Mars is debilitated. Opposite, barabar ulta, Mars is exalted, Jupiter is debilitated. Here nothing, so here nothing. Here if you see, Mercury is exalted, Venus is debilitated. Here Venus is exalted, Mercury is debilitated. How you remember this, God knows.
दादा आप बहुत फास्ट हैं
और slow जाओ.
समझने के लिए.
Okay. No, but the thing is, see, this I have written down and given you all separate sheets for that only. You will have to remember that, yeah, if you see here, if you see sun over here, I'll give an example. Let's do it this way. Chal. If you see sun over here, what immediately should come to your mind is sun is strong. If you see sun here, immediately you should realize that sun is weak. If sun is here, you should realize that the sun is strong because it is in the Swa Rashi. You understand? Now there is a little tangent to it from the earlier thing. Similarly, if I say Saturn is here, it is Ucha, strong. Saturn over here, debilitated, weak. Saturn over here, Swa Rashi. Saturn over here, Swa Rashi, strong. Saturn over here, which I have not taught you just now, is also good because it is in Venus, which is its friendly Rashi, but I am not getting into that just now. That will become complicated. So basically, Uch and Neech, suppose moon is here. Moon will give strong results. Good or bad is another thing, but moon will give strong results. Here, moon will give weak results. Again, don't take weak and strong as good or bad, okay? Don't take that, because in 10 minutes time you'll understand. When I talk about a trik bhav, you'll understand what I'm telling you. Okay? So,
Are these positions fixed always?
Fixed.
In the sense of the sun and the Saturn being in the
permanent.
first house over there?
No, sun and if sun is there, it is exalted. That position is there. It's like saying, let us say, this table is your table. When you sit there, you are exalted, you are strong. But if you go and sit on some other table, you are debilitated. It might be your enemy. Okay, let's put it this way. Let's say there is a chair. The chair can be your chair. So when you sit over there, you are strong. The chair could be your friend's chair. So you are comfortable over there. Or the chair could be your enemy ka chair. So you are very weak over there. So that chair is there. If the sun comes and sits there, he will either be Swa Rashi like over here in this thing, and he will be comfortable and he will do his duty to whatever extent. If he is here, he is exalted, so he is in a powerful position. If he is here, he is in an enemy ka house, so it is, where Saturn is this thing. Ulta ho gaya na, iska east ka ye west ho gaya, where it is already doob gaya sun. See, 1 minute.
But then these positions in general are fixed, and then it just depends on whose planets are sitting in which house.
No. Basically, these are virtual positions. ये 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. These are 14 chairs where if that planet goes and sits, it will have some repercussions. You understand? See, for example, sun may be here. It's neither in its Swa Rashi, which is this fellow, It's neither in its exalted position, which is here. It is not in its debilitated position also here. So you have to look at it from a different angle, which I'll come to later on. Because this Rashi is ruled by who? Dinky, you want to tell? Who rules this Rashi, Dinky? You have not done your homework. You'll get one papatam. Nay. This Saturn, correct? So sun, now when you come to Karak Tattva, you'll realize sun is what? Sun, Surya. Saturn is Andhera. So if Surya is in Andhera ka ghar, is it comfortable? No. Barabar na? So that is the next step which goes. As we go along, you'll get it. Samjha abhi, Dinky? हाँ. So this is the.
If sun was in H1,
हाँ.
it would be
Exalt.
nothing. If it was H2,
नहीं.
it would be Swar actually.
नहीं.
Like
नहीं.
on your chart then.
हाँ, H1. हाँ, okay. हाँ, H1.
Yeah. If it was an H2, it would be Swar actually, right?
Correct. So it will be positive over here. Chalo, I'll tell you one more concept on this point only. Here it will be negative. Can anyone tell me? Those who know, don't talk. The new ones who will have to use the head. Why would sun be negative here? If nobody gets, then anybody can tell.
Isn't that the moon's position?
Okay, so what? Moon and sun are friends. When we come to friends, enemy and sword, there is a concept of 212. Okay, if a planet is seated here, this is the second to it, and this is the 12th to it. 12th, write it down now. 12th depletes. 12th depletes, second enhances. 12th depletes, second enhances. Pawan, you need not write. Dinky will give you the notes. She's a good girl. So what this basically means is, just now what we are saying was, this is the house of sun, correct? This is the house of sun. If sun was placed here, it is in the 12th to its own house. म्हणजे क्या? Depleted. It is weak, it is negative. If sun is here, it is in the second to itself. So it is enhanced. It is plus. So any house, anything that you say, if you take this enhances, this depletes. So when we do Karak Tattva, okay, let me do one thing. I'll keep pumping in words between. So you will get. Second one is addition to family. And 12th is loss or negation or isolation. If you have written the H1, H2, H3, this one, papers, उसमें H2 में लिखो, addition to family. Rashmi, your mic is on. And in
sir, I want to ask something. So, when I'm just doing sound this thing. So, when we say that we are not discussing the houses right now. We are discussing the rashis. So, when we say that fourth rashi.
No, we are talking of houses. We are not talking of rashis. We are saying that if sun is seated here, it is in its own rashi. But if sun was here, it is the 12th house to its Rashi.
Okay. So say for example, sun is in 9th house. So the 8th will be, sun will be, what do you call it as?
Debilitated.
Debilitated. Okay. And in 11th, and in 10th house, it will be exalted.
Correct. So basically, whenever you see a planet, you will have to check the houses and the rashis together. This is little tricky, but once you understand it, it's really interesting. Let's take some example. This is the house of the moon. Rashi of the moon. Now somebody tell me, where would it be debilitated? Where it's not debilitated, where would it be weak? Which Rashi will it be weak? You are all on mute. Unmute करके बोलो. Shipra, you're on mute. Weak, correct? And where will it be positive?
Zero.
So it's not negative or positive, but it becomes depleted, or here it gets enhanced. Utna hi hai. Let's not get any further. So have you understood the concept of exalted and debilitated? These positions you should know by heart कि इधर सन सैटर्न है, यहाँ सैटर्न सन है, यहाँ मून नथिंग है, यहाँ नथिंग मून है, यहाँ जुपिटर मार्स है, यहाँ मार्स जुपिटर है, यहाँ मर्क्यूरी वीनस है, यहाँ वीनस मर्क्यूरी. बस. There is some way you will have to devise in which you remember this. Initially, if you want, make a nice big table and उसके ऊपर सब लिखो. This is what I had done initially. I had a very complicated sheet where the uch, neech, debilitated, exalted, this everything was at one place. Somebody's on. Please mute. Who's on this one? Okay. Shall I go to the next one?
Yes.
Now, like when we say a planet is exalted or a planet is debilitated, we are trying to now get to understand how that planet is going to be functioning. Okay? So, there is something called as a Dagda Rashi, which actually should come a little later on. Let me take up this one first. See, there is a concept which I just explained to you, which is the 212. Just now what we said was 212. There is something which is called as the trick houses or Dushtana Stan. Okay? So the 6th house, if we take this as a Kal Purush Kundi, I am saying this is your 6th house, this is your 8th house, and this is your 12th house, correct? So 6, 8, 12 are called as trick houses or Dushtana Kendra. Those which will give you trouble. When we come to the Karak Tattva, you will understand, but just now I am telling you, 6th is called as Rog, Rin, Ripu. Rog means illness, Rin means debt, DBT, debt. It is there in that sheet which I have given you, so don't bother. But if you want, you write in H6 जिधर लिखा है उसके नीचे लिखो चाहिए तो H6 में Rog, Rin, HRIN, Rin and Ripu. Ripu means enemies. Eighth one basically is the major house for obstacles, accidents, surgeries, all those problems. And 12th is a house of loss, isolation, what is it called, like jail and hospital and all that sort of things. So 6, 8 and 12 are like basically the danger houses which are concerned in a chart. They are called trick houses or Dushtana.
Houses for obstacles and
Obstacles, surgeries, accidents, all that. Now, like we understood, a planet can be Ucha or Neech. That was the first thing which we saw. Also, we saw Swarashi. Swarashi means if it is in its own Rashi. Like Saturn is in 10th Rashi or 11th Rashi this way. Now, here this 6, 8, 12, ek jara dhyan mein rakho. If this was the thing, this was your 6, this was your 8 and this was your 12, correct? Now, this ascendant is not going to be there. Ascendant will be here, let us say. Abhi 6th kaise nikalo? So 6th, if you remember, go and crank here. So this becomes 6th. Go towards the 7th and crank up. This becomes 8th. And the one before it is the 12th. If you have done your homework, this will come like this for you. You take this one, let us say. This would have been 7th. So if you go and you crank here, it becomes a 6th. You go here and you crank here, this becomes 8th. The one before this becomes a 12th. Correct? Dinky, this is what you have missed. Anywhere where you go, the opposite one is always the 7th. So if I have to catch the 6th or the 8th, I go midway and I crank it over here, this becomes 6th. I go midway and I crank ahead and this becomes 8. And one before that is 12. All of you understand? Are all of you understanding what I am saying? Yeah. So basically, This is how you identify the basic thing. Now next is there is something called as a Karak Graha. These points now Karak, Marak and Badak. These are three important points. A planet can be a Karak Graha, a planet can be a Marak Graha, and a planet can be a Badak Graha. This Prabal Marak is a little more advanced technique which we'll come to later on. I'll tell you the thing, but you don't need to break your head just on it. The other three are very simple. Karak Graha is wherever your ascendant is, the 1, 5, 9 पकड़ने का. So यहाँ से ये क्या हो गया? Now अभी Dinky will now see this. From here, I have walked an equal distance, so an equal distance will be 5. Where is? Are you understanding, Dinky? Oh, Babu. Are you understanding?
Is this different from the other one that you just showed?
It will change, na? And all of us will have the same destiny. This ascendant is here now. From here, which is the 5th house, so I have walked an equal distance, I will walk an equal distance. This will be 5. I have a short distance here, so I have to walk a long distance here, so this is 9. ये नहीं समझा? Okay, the rest of you have understood? 1 minute. Other than everyone else has understood what I'm doing? Dinky, I'll tell you later. You just observe what I'm doing. So, what is a Karak Graha? Whichever is your ascendant, वहां से 5th house, वहां से 9th house का lords are the Karak Graha. So in this case, who is the one? Can somebody tell me who is the lord here? Venus, correct? Who is the lord here? Saturn. Who is the lord here? Correct. So Venus, Saturn and Mercury become the Karak Graha for this guy. Whoever ascendant is here. So जो भी 7th राशि का born है, they will have Venus, Saturn and Mercury as a Karak Graha. Karak Graha basically are like saying auspicious. They would normally not do harm. Normally, mark my words. Because in 10 minutes time you'll understand the Karak Graha could also be the Marak Graha, could also be the Badak Graha, could also be a debilitated state, could also be an inimical thing. So it all goes down. So as of now, let's keep it simple. A Karak Graha will not do harm. इतना पकड़ लो फिलहाल. Clear? Next one is Marak. Very simple. The 2nd and the 7th house lords from wherever the ascendant is the Marak. म्हणजे क्या? ये ascendant है. इसका 2nd कौन सा हुआ? ये हुआ. 7th कौन सा हुआ? ये हुआ. Who's the lord of 2nd? Mars. Good girl. Who's the lord of this one?
Mars.
Wonderful. So Mars is giving a double barrel shot. So this in one way also becomes a Prabal Marak, a very strong Marak. Marak can hit the health, wealth, happiness of a person. Physical जो भी है वो. Karak will give auspicious results. Marak will give, it will hit the health, wealth, happiness, finances of the person. And Badak will cause obstacles. We'll come to Badak.
So can I ask something?
Yeah.
Say you are saying the 7th is Mars and the Lord is Mars. But what if there is some planet also over there?
That also becomes a Marak Graha.
That will also become a
Yeah,
Marak.
suppose it's Saturn. Saturn along with the Mars dispositor will both become Marak. Now I'll give you one more paradox, corollary to this. If Saturn is your Karak Graha, it will not do harm. It might not give benefit, but it will not do harm. Ye point just Rashmi, at the end of it, just remind me on this Karak and Maraka combination. Let me finish this and then I'll tell you it's an important point. Karak Graha, everyone understood?
That Prabal Graha is like just a double Marak, then it is a Prabal Graha.
That is one option. There are two options of Prabal Marak. One is if both the Maraks are the same, which will happen in cases like the 7th one. इकडे असलं तर the 2nd and the 7th is the same. No? Similarly, if you see here, if your ascendant is here, your 2nd and your 7th is both Venus. Barabar? So Venus becomes your प्रबल मारक. Are you getting it? Don't get to the Prabal Marak just now, because let's get the basic first. But if both are same, then it is a very strong this thing. It is a Marak. Very strong Marak sort of. Huh? So far all understood? Anyone not understood, just tell me, because आज का दिन है उतना ही है. Then we are going to start analyzing cases. So if you are not understood, we'll be groping in the dark. So Karak is 159. बराबर 159. Marak is 27. बराबर. Now ये बाधक है ना, जरा understand. The way it is given in the textbook is a little complicated. What I'll show you, it will be very easy for you. ये कौन सा स्वभाव राशि है? I told you about a राशि का स्वभाव. Which of the three is this? द्विस्वभाव राशि. So the textbook says द्विस्वभाव राशि में अगर तुम्हारा ascendant है, तो the seventh fellow is your बाधक. If this is your ascendant, this is your बाधक. Okay? द्विस्वभाव equal to 7. I'll tell you easy way of remembering. Don't worry. Just I'm scaring you. ये कौन सा राशि है? द्विस्वभाव है, चर है कि स्थिर है? चर. बराबर. So for chara, the 11th fellow becomes the badak. So if this is a chara, this becomes the badak. If this is a chara, this becomes the badak. समझ में आ रहा है? Who is not understanding other than Dinky? From her expression, I can make out she not understood anything. Don't worry. You have an astrologer by your side, so don't worry. Everyone else understood? Everyone else, but बिचारी इसको एकदम.
Basically, we all looked that way when we first heard it. Not to worry.
So basically, what they are saying is, when we have this क्या बोलते हैं द्विस्वभाव, the seventh house and is the badak house, and the Lord is the badakesh. Write down that word. I don't think I have written it over there. In the nomenclature wala page, write badak dash badakesh. Badakesh means dispositor, the Lord of the badak house. Got it? For the char of colors, the 11th is the badakesh. And for the stira, the 9th one is the badakesh. Okay, now I tell you the easy way of remembering. Abhi ye sab bhul jao. There are two ways in which you can remember this. Okay? ये जो दिख रहा है, what number does it look like for you? What does this? 7? Correct? So 7. So you have got 7, 9, 11. ये ध्यान में रखो. 7 plus 2, 9 plus 2, 11. But 7 बीच में आ गए द्विस्वभाव. So somebody has to go before him and somebody has to go after him. Who will go before 9 to 11? The one who's smaller will go behind. The one who's ahead will go 11. So if this is 7 as it looks like, उसके पीछे वाला कौन जाएगा? 9 जाएगा. उसके आगे वाला कौन जाएगा? 11 जाएगा. If we take this as 7, I'll tell you what it means. Don't worry. इसके पीछे वाला में 9 will come here, 11 will come here. At least इतना समझ में आ रहा है. Then I'll tell you how to use it. Are you understanding, all of you? Pawan? Okay. So let us say this is 7. ये कोना ना 7 बराबर. इसके पीछे कौन आएगा? You have got 7, 9 and 11. 7 I have already taken over here. कोने वाला. 9 जाएगा कि 11? पीछे जाएगा. जो छोटा जाएगा पीछे जाएगा. आगे कौन जाएगा? 11 जाएगा. बड़ा वाला. You take anything. This 7. Okay, 7. 9 किधर जाएगा? पीछे आएगा. 11 किधर जाएगा? आगे जाएगा. This is one way of remembering it. Second way is a simpler way. Okay, which I realized just now when I was teaching my sister what to do. This is like a center line, what we call. Okay, द्विस्वभाव. Now just see what happens. If I do this, can you see what is happening? I am going anti-clockwise because it is a बाधक, it is obstructing me. Who will obstruct you? पीछे से कोई पकड़ेगा तो बाधक हो जाता है ना. Suppose you are walking and somebody comes from behind and holds you. He is badak, he is causing an obstacle. If you are walking and somebody in front comes and pulls you, he is escalating your speed. So if I go anti-clockwise, go ulta, can you see this sort of an equilateral triangle being formed? So if I say this, I go in the anti-clockwise direction, my eyes should automatically come here. If I say this, my eyes should automatically go anti-clockwise and come here. Similarly, if I do this, you're going ulta, this. If you do this, you see this. Can you see that? So whichever way you want to remember the 7, 9, 11 or this. Now what does this mean? If this is your ascendant, can somebody tell me which will be the badak? Which Rashi will be the badak?
Venus.
Which Rashi will be the badak?
Oh, sorry, Rashi.
Huh? Shipra, you are mute. Huh? Taurus. This will be the badak. And Rashmi, now who will be the badakesh? Rashmi?
Not 11th.
Are, who will be the badakesh?
Venus.
Dinky has given up. Okay. Now, if this is the ascendant, which is the badak house? Correct? Which is the badakesh? Mars. Which is the badak house? Who is the badakesh? Jupiter. समझ में आ रहा है सब? बस there are only one or two more, nothing more. So we understood Karak, which is 1, 5, 9. We understood Marak, which is 2, 7, and we understood Badak, which is that triangle I'm saying, triangle or straight. So if we take up a hypothetical example which are given here, this is that example which are given. Okay, what is this saying? That we have an ascendant here. तो उसका कारक कौन कौन रहेगा? तो 1, 5, 9 म्हणजे कोण हो गया? Venus, Saturn, Mercury. बरोबर? These become the karak. Now I am changing the color and let us say I am doing the marak. 2 will be the marak, 7 will be the marak. So marakesh कौन हो गया? Mars. Badak. If this is here, this is going to be the badak, anti-clockwise equilateral triangle. Sun. In all of this fellow is the positive one, this fellow is the positive one, this fellow is the positive one. No negative is hitting the positive. Can you see at this point of time at least? No badak, no badakesh, no marakesh, no probal marakesh is the karak. So these karak are safe for this guy, Saturn, Mercury and Venus. At this point of time I am saying are safe. At this point of time. Now why do I say at this point of time? Is because let us say we are saying that Mercury is the ascendant lord also, plus it is the karak. Okay. Let's say Mercury is seated here. Can somebody tell me what is the state of Mercury over here? That is okay. What is the state of Mercury? Is it strong or weak? Debilitated. Correct. So this is debilitated. So it is weak. Now I have got a Rahu over here. Is it affecting the Mercury by any way? So Rahu has a 5th aspect I told you. So Rahu is hitting this fellow. Okay. Now let us say I have Venus over here. Hey, why did I put Mercury? Sorry, sir. 1 minute. My mistake. Sorry, we are talking of this. So we had said that Venus will be here. My mistake. So Venus over here, is it strong or weak? You can look up your notes if you want. Let's see.
It's weak in this position.
Why? Why?
According to positions.
Why? Because of, huh?
Mercury and Rahu are
Debilitated.
Yes, Venus is debilitated here. If debilitated is difficult for you to pronounce, say niche. Debilitated. Some people call it debilitate or something. It is debilitated. So debilitated, it is weak. Now, instead of this, suppose let us say Venus is here. The Karak Graha. Venus is the Karak Graha here in this case. Venus is seated here. Now tell me, is Venus strong or weak?
Exalted.
Exalted. So it is strong. Plus it is the Karak planet. So the Karak Graha is in an exalted position, so strong. Correct? Now at face value you will say yes, it is very strong. But suppose I say Rahu is here. Rahu has a fifth aspect on it, so uska thoda sa dagmag ho gaya. Correct? Now if I say Jupiter is here or Jupiter is here, is it good for Venus or is it bad for Venus? Don't worry, this will take you 1 or 2 days to get it, but Jupiter is the 6th lord.
5 and 9 aspects.
Correct, but Jupiter is the 6th lord, म्हणजे कुठला त्रिक भाव का lord. Rog, Rin, Ripu, litigation, all that. And it has the 7th aspect from here and the 9th aspect from here. So Jupiter is also causing a problem for it. So just now when we are saying that Venus was in a very good strong position, now is it in a good position? No. Because this fellow is not hitting, that fellow is also hitting. So that's why I say as of now, I am saying it is good. समझ में आ रहा है सर? Now last thing, Vimshotri Dasha. Oh, it's already 10. You all have 10-15 minutes, all of you. If anyone wants to leave, can leave. It's 10 o'clock. I'll need another 10 minutes at least. Now this is a very important thing. जरा एक समझ लो, Vimshotri Dasha. You must have heard of Dasha. उसकी ये दशा चल रही है, उसकी वो दशा चल रही है, राहु दशा चल रही है, केतु दशा चल रही है, whatever. Dasha, there are various types of dashas. Vimshotri dasha hai, Chara dasha hai, so many dashas there. The most popular one which is used and which we use normally is Vimshotri dasha. Okay. Now what is a dasha? Just understand. The 9 planets, what you see here, are spaced across 120 years in the sequence which I have given you on day 1, which is Ketu, Venus, Sun, all that thing goes this way. If you add up all these fellows, it will come to 120 years. Okay? Now, you would be born in one of the dashas in some part of it. Let us say, if you take my example, I was born in the Rahu dasha. And when we talk about Janma Nakshatra and all, you will realize my moon will be in the Rahu. Whichever nakshatra your moon is posited in, that is your first dasha. If your moon was, let's say, in Hasta, Hasta you realize later on, Hasta is moon ka nakshatra. So you will start your journey over here. If you are born in, let us say, Mrigashira, Mrigashira is Mars, you will start your journey over here. Abhi usme mat jao, don't get into that. Basically, you will start a journey somewhere in one of these dashas. Now, this dasha, if I zoom in over here, okay, this dasha is the dasha for Mercury. Correct? This is called as the Mahadasha. Okay, in case you can see my screen, you can see it if you want. ये Mahadasha Mercury के अंदर, okay, 1 minute, let me go it in a different way. If you see Mercury 17 years, Saturn is 19 years, Jupiter 16, Rahu 18, Mars 7, tan. So they are unequally distributed across 120 years. This same proportion they will again do a full round within this, which is called as the Antardasha, but which is more aptly called in South Indian as Bhukti. So basically you have a Dasha, which is basically your Mahadasha, and you have a Bhukti, which is your Antardasha. Now just one point to understand, Dasha is the Disha in which you have to go, the direction in which you are supposed to go. And Bhukti is what you are going to bhog, what you are going to experience. Understood? Dasha and Bhukti. Now this Dasha Bhukti, like if you see here, I'll try to zoom in as much as possible. The same damn thing I have put it here in a Chotu form. So these 17 years, that entire stretch of the thing again fits in over there. So in Mercury Dasha, you will first start off with the Bhukti of Mercury. Then it will go in the sequence. This is the last fellow, no? From here you will go here, then here, then here, then here, then here. This will be the last fellow. Then your Dasha changes. Then the next Dasha will come on, which will be the Ketu Dasha. Are you all understanding this? सब लोग blank देख रहे.
So we go through that whole Vimshottari sequence in each of them.
Everywhere. So if let us say just now you have started, let us say 1st of January 24, let us say, just for hypothetical sake, you have started your Mercury Dasha. For the next 17 years, till 1st January 41, 1st January 2041 tak, your Mercury Dasha is on. So you are going to experience everything related to Mercury. That will come to later what you are going to experience, but Mercury for the time being. I want to say for 17 years you are going to get exposed only to Mercury. No. In that proportion, you will get exposed first to Mercury, then to Ketu, then to Venus, then to Sun, then to Moon, then to Mars, then to Rahu, tak. When you come here, end of Saturn, your Dasha changes and you go to the next one, which is up. It's like maybe that musical chairs thing. You will go again to the top, which will be Ketu.
So, but how much is the duration of this book?
Antardasha is a proportion of this. See, basically in 120 years, if this is 17 years, so in 100, so 100 मध्ये किती? So 1700 by 120, you will get a percentage over here. इसका, how much is this percentage of 120 years? उतना ही proportion में इधर जाएगा.
Around 14.
If you want to know the calculation, I'll tell you. In 120 years, Mercury has got 17 years. So in 100% में कितना? So what does it come to? I don't know. It will be 1700 divided by 120. Around 14.16. So let's say just now for discussion, say 14%. Barabar? Now this entire span is for 17 years. So 17 years, so 14% is 2.38 years. So it is like saying 2 years and 4 में कितना 40 में 3 months आले ना? 4 मतलब 3 months. But you don't need to do this calculation. The computer does everything for you. But this is how it works. Chinmay, who? Ask us. Megha.
Nana, I fast-food. So all Mahadasha, Antardasha will come according to Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, Mars, ऐसे ही आएगा. In that pattern only will come.
No, I'll tell you. Let's take a simple case. Let's take my case. I was born at the, let's say I was born at the start of the Rahu Dasha. I was not born at the start, but I am telling you something. So I will experience this entire 18 years of Mahadasha in the first 18 years of my life. Within this, everything from Rahu onwards, so Rahu, first uska bhukti will be Rahu, just now the percentage bataya. राहु के बाद में क्या आता है? जुपिटर, जुपिटर के बाद में क्या आता है? सैटर्न, सैटर्न के बाद में क्या आता है? मर्क्यूरी, मर्क्यूरी के बाद में केतु, टका 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 करके टिल मार्स इट विल गो, बिकॉज बिफोर राहु मार्स कम्स. दैट्स व्हाई आई वांटेड यू टू बाय हार्ट एट विंशोत्तरी थिंग. सो मार्स का एक बार खत्म हो गया ना, माय राहु दशा also ends over there. Then my next dasha will come, which is what? Jupiter. So Jupiter में Jupiter पहले हो जाएगा, फिर जुपिटर में, जुपिटर के आगे कौन सा? सैटर्न. सो जुपिटर में सैटर्न, जुपिटर में मर्क्यूरी, जुपिटर में केतु, जुपिटर में वीनस, ऐसे होता जाएगा टिल इट कम्स टू राहु. जुपिटर में राहु खत्म हो गया तो मैं जुपिटर इज आल्सो ओवर, आई गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन. हाँ रश्मि, व्हाट हैपेंड?
Sir, whomsoever is born around your time, okay, so everyone will have, they start with the Rahu, or is it like a chart particular? Because does it depend on the planetary position कि वो time पे राहु का ये था?
नहीं, it is basically the calculation very complex. I don't want to get into that, but since you have asked me, I'll tell you. Your date, time, and place. Place means the longitude. Date, time, and place will decide upon the configuration of your planets. Now I'll give you an example. Moon. All of you pay attention because this is little nakshatra level, but just you will understand. Moon का जो position रहता है ना, let us say I am born today, and today Moon is in Kritika nakshatra. So Kritika is ruled by Sun. So Sun dasha will be first for me. Okay. Now Rashmi, let us say you are born tomorrow. Okay. तो कृतिका के बाद में कौन सा नक्षत्र आता है? तो कृतिका के बाद में रोहिणी आता है. So you will be born in Moon का नक्षत्र. So your dasha will start from Moon onwards. Like I was born in Shatabisha nakshatra. Shatabisha nakshatra is Rahu. So my life का first whatever the 18 years were Rahu. Now you want to go one step further, I'll tell you. Was I born at the start of the Rahu? No. In the 18 years, I was born in the 15th year of Rahu. Already it had gone that much ahead. So I experienced only 1, 2 and 3 years of my birth as Rahu. Then it went on to Jupiter. Then it went on to Saturn. Then it went like the tata tata करके मेरा वो खत्म हो गया. Now I'm in the Ketu. I'm now back to square one in Ketu now. Just now. समझ में आया?
One more thing. Last time you said, like, so is there an easy way to learn the order of these, like, Ketu, then next?
Yeah, my sister had given it on that, the Kesu, Sama, Susu, Popo, something like that, or she had done that. So Dinky ke liye kiya tha. You all can all use that. Manasi, you can tell them if you want.
Yeah, I think I checked it only with Dinky, but I mean, really, I just have a rhythmic way of remembering it or memorizing it, but I just went with Vene, Sumo, Raju, Same, and I've got my own weird way of remembering that sequence. But that's all really, it's just a rhythmic memorization for me.
It's an individual
thing.
Yeah, because like I told you, here I told you like the cut करके. It took me 1.5 years. उसमें अंदर कितने मैंने permutation combination किए कि वो मेरे आँख के सामने दिखा हो. ऐसा ऐसा करके उठाओ तो भी वो ठक 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 केकू सुमो सुमो वो नहीं आता मेरे को, but वो सामने आ जाता है. But I'll tell you one thing, that Vimshotri Dasha sequence is the most important thing, because once you go to the nakshatra level and you don't know this Keki, Samu, Susu, whatever, you will all be just going in a merry-go-round, gara gara gara, कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आएगा. I can guarantee you that. एक कुछ भी करके झक मार के वो समझ लो. It's actually that diagram which I've given you now. If you just see there, I'll just show you in 1 minute, then we'll wind up. ये अगर दिख रहा है ना, especially those who are architects or interior designers, it will be easy for you. Just understand one thing here. एक जरा ध्यान दो इधर. Color combination obviously you should know by heart. Can you see this Ketu here? Can you see this Ketu here? I'm drawing a line here, I'm drawing a line here. And can you see a Ketu here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see the fun. Can you see the Venus over there? Can you see the Venus over here? Can you see the Venus over here? Can you see the Sun over here? Can you see the Sun over here? Can you see the Sun over here? Can you see the Moon, Moon. Mars, Mars, Mars. Rahu, Rahu, Rahu. Jupiter, Jupiter, Jupiter. Saturn, Saturn, Saturn. Mercury, Mercury, Mercury. The same damn sequences go 1009, 1019, 1009. 9 threes are 27. Those are the 27 nakshatras. If you have understood this, from here till here, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 planets. इधर 9 आ गया, ये next इसमें 9 आ गया, इसमें 9 आ गया, 9 threes are what? 27. Those are the 27 nakshatra. And those nakshatras have been divided into what is called as the नहीं वो पहले वाले स्लाइड में I don't have it here. In the first slide बीच में I had given you one tabulation. The same thing is here, and then it is basically there are 9 rows and 3 columns. It will be there in the earlier one. I have deleted it over here, so I don't have it here. So that is called as the Navtara system.
Ashwini and all that.
So Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Mrigashira, Rohini, Mrigashira, like that we go in that sequence. That I think I'll take it next time because it will become too much for you just now. That one. What Pawan is showing, that same one. Oh, beach mein hoga. You will have it in your thing last time. So now let's just discuss for 2 minutes and then we'll wrap up because everyone must be late. What we have done so far now are basically all the tools that you are going to require to prepare that sabji. Dagda Rashi, okay, I'll tell you about Dagda Rashi. Actually, Dagda Rashi and Nakshatra I'll take next week because it might become too much just now. Okay, already I think they are already saturated.
Yeah.
So just understand what you have done so far and what you need to do. All these things are your tools. When I initially started this, what came in front of my eyes is, suppose let us say I have to make a dish, which I cannot because I can't cook to save my life, but let's say hypothetically I am cooking something. Okay, I am going to need, let us say, potatoes, onions, whatever, brinjals, whatever. I'm going to need this sort of a knife, that sort of a knife, this for gas, this, that, everything. If you don't have all that arsenal sort of a thing at one point, you cannot get into the battlefield, which is the kitchen. These are all the tools that you require to do the next step, which is the analysis. If you have to do analysis, ये जो 2 दिन में जो सिखाया ना, which took me 2 years actually to decode, is what is required. If you know this, I think 90% of the cases will just go very smoothly. Most of the cases will just go smoothly. You can say 100%, but chalo, benefit or not 90%. So ये memorize करना is very important. Please see to it that you get all this thing clear. Because next time, say what we are going to do is, next time, first 10 minutes, I'll again brush up all this if required. And we are going to take up cases. Because I always believe कि get the practical thing on. Jasti theory karte baito na, so it doesn't go anywhere. Beyond this point, if you want to do any research, you can do it at your end. Like Marak Grah ke upar you want to do research, do your research on that. I am not going to give you any theory beyond this. You understand? Because otherwise there is no end to it. Like I always feel a teacher should show the disha, not take your finger and pull you along all the time. Otherwise you'll never learn. So I have given you the direction. Iske aage jo bhi research karna you do. In through the week you have any doubts, just message me or call me. If you're out of India, you WhatsApp call me or whatever you want. I am now back in Bombay, so you go as per the Indian time now. Any doubts over here? Anyone has anything to say or ask? No?
So basically, if we get it right, that I was looking at the chart. So anybody who born, let's say Ashwini Nakshatra, is definitely the Ismoli Dasha will start with Ketu.
Yeah, correct. No. 1 minute. You have got it a little wrong. You are looking at this, correct?
No, I was just looking at this chart.
No, वो जाने दो. If he is born, are you asking me the ascendant? Because till now you are aware of only the ascendant.
Okay.
You are not aware of Janma Nakshatra.
Okay.
So the Dashaka thing, if you want to know, the thing is, if that fellow's moon at the time of birth is here, in Ashwini, then he is born in the Ashwini Dasha. His ascendant may be here.
Okay.
So don't confuse the Dasha sequence with the ascendant. It has no connection at all. It has a connection, but not a direct connection. Because, see, Pawan, I'll tell you one very simple thing. Let us say यही पकड़ लो, इसको ascendant पकड़ लो. When this fellow ascendant is there, just for discussion, let's say the Mars is here, Ketu is here. Ketu and Rahu are always opposite. So Rahu will be here. Let's say Jupiter is here. Let us say Sun, Moon, Mercury are here. Whatever. Where is the Moon? The Moon is here. Ascendant is here. Moon is here. Moon is in which nakshatra? Shatabisha. Shatabisha का कलर कौन सा दिख रहा है? Deep purple, deep blue, बराबर? Deep blue. Deep blue is related to what? Rahu. So his first dasha will be of Rahu. I'll give you one more example. Let us say he is born here, ascendant. You can see this ascendant?
Yeah.
And let us say his moon is here. So his moon is in Jyeshta nakshatra. Jyeshta nakshatra का color क्या दिख रहा है? Green. Green is what? Mercury. So his first dasha will be of Mercury dasha. Next dasha will be what? Ketu. उसके बाद में Venus. उसके बाद में Sun, Moon, like that. So that is the Janma nakshatra ka sequence. And now why is dasha required? Because when we do analysis, there are three things which we are going to require. One is basically the natal chart, which is this, which is called as the D1 or the natal chart. We are going to need the Gochar chart, which is basically the transit, and we are going to need the dasha, which is going on, dasha, antadasha, pratyantadasha. This will tell us what the problem is. And that I do on a daily basis. Like yesterday, I had a very bad pain in my lower back. And just to give an example, the transiting Saturn has come on top of my natal sun. 1 minute. I'll give you a simple example just for the heck of it. Okay. This is my ascendant. My natal sun is seated here. Sun is my which lord? कौन से house का lord है? Sun is the lord of which house for me? No. If this is house number 1, which Rashi rules the sun? This one, no? Sun rules this Rashi, right? This becomes which house for me? 12th house.
12th.
So 6, 8, 12 का है. वो जाके बैठा है किधर? 6th house में. ऐसे जाके क्रैंक किया तो 6th house में आ गया. Pawan, are you understanding what I mean?
Yeah, I said 6th. I said 6th.
It is seated in the 6th house, but it is the lord of the 12th house.
Lord of 12th, yes.
And here, just now, I'll make it in brown. Here the transiting Saturn is here just now on top of him. Now, when we do Karak Tattva, you understand, Sun is the Karak of anything that is vertical or erect. That means my backbone is also Sun. Saturn, you realize later, is the Karak of joints. Saturn is my 6th lord. Are you understanding what I am doing? So the 6th lord has come to the 6th house, Swarashi. He is there with my natal Saturn, so he has become 3 times stronger. And it is on top of Sun, which represents my backbone, which is again seated in the 6th house of Rog, Rind, Ripu. And it also happens to be the 12th lord of problem, my medical problem. I am telling you how I do the remedies. So this is interesting. So just try to understand what I am saying. So the Saturn is Andhera and Suraj is Ujala. When Andhera comes on Ujala, that Ujala is going to go weak. Firstly, Sun is my 12th lord. तो पहले वो थोड़ा सा negative हो गया. It has gone and sat in the 6th house. Again negative हो गया. उसके ऊपर ये अंधेरा खुद के घर में आके उसके ऊपर बैठ गया. So what has happened to my sun? It has become very weak just now. That is the transiting. Just now it is the gochar. It is Mahadasha, Antadasha, Pratyantar, Shukshma, Deha and Pranadasha. Tak, 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 tak. It goes 6 levels. So I am at the bottommost level, which is for 2 days. Tomorrow I will be fit. Nidhi and Shishir will confirm that tomorrow when we meet in college. They are my co-professor. There's one more rascal who is not here, Amni. She is absent as usual. So, ये जो है, this told me that my Saturn is bad. So now, as a remedy, what I do is I move the Saturn to something else, which I'll teach you later on. So I have moved the Saturn out from there. I put a dot here, it's gone now. Today I would say 90% good. Yesterday, if I did like this to do this cuts karke, it was pain. This is how you use it on a day-to-day basis. So if you cannot read this, yes, 12th Lord is seated in the 6th house and the 6th Lord is coming on top of it in Gochar and all that, you cannot go much further. You got it? So from next time what we are going to do is, we will be taking live cases. I have got around 2,000-3,000 cases, 3,000 or 4,000 cases already documented. So I'll keep sharing that. You all want to share anything, you can share. Like I wrote on the group, let us say one of you has some issue, health problem or whatever. You can connect directly with me. I'll prepare the case paper, everything, and I will present it over here without giving the name. Okay, like let us say if Dinky has a pimple on her nose and she doesn't like it, so what should she do? So she will tell me, then I will not tell the entire world that Dinky has a pimple on her nose and that needs to be removed. So what is to be done? You understand? Shishi, okay, bye. So then we will see, okay, uske second house mein kya aa gaya? So most probably in the second house, which is, oh, I didn't tell you that. You all have a minute, just one more minute, all of you. There's one important thing which I forgot to show you. This Karak Tattva, body parts. Okay, very simple. The 12 Rashis are divided from your head, tip of the head to the tip of your toe in this manner. So one goes for the head part, the brain part, the skull part. Two is the face. Third one is what I call aeroplane. You know, aeroplane, bachpan mein aeroplane kaise khelte the haath dur karke. So from this tip all the way across the shoulder to that is the third one, green. Okay. Fourth one is the chest area. So everything that comes in the chest, the lungs, the heart, everything comes in four. Somebody's on unmute. Fifth one is the upper stomach. Sixth one is the lower stomach. Seventh one is the private parts which are outside of the body. Eighth are the private parts which are inside of the body. Like ovaries and all that will come in the eighth one. Ninth is the thigh part. 10th is the knee part. 11th is the shank. Shank means shin and calf ka, that area is called shanks. And 12th is the ankle and below. So now let us say somebody has got a pimple on the nose. So which one are we going to attack? We are going to attack the second one because it is somewhere here. Now pimple is what that when we do the karak of this thing, you'll understand. This I have given you here also, the karak of the planets. So now most of it I have not given here, but some sort of an eruption is Mars. Or it could be Rahu. So maybe a transiting Mars is hitting her second house or second lord. You understand? That's how we analyze. This is what we are going to do from next time. So if somebody, sorry, Dinky, you're the subset baby over here, that's why I'm pulling you up only. So if suppose somebody has a pimple on the nose and you want to address that and get it cleared, the way you do the remedy is first look at that person's second house or second lord. Okay, second house or second lord. But Shivaji, I have shared this on the group. All what I have done is shared on the group today. If you don't, it's there on the group. Today only I have shared it this morning. So second house, second lord ko kaun hit de raha hai? What I told you was aspects and special aspects. So you will most probably see that a Rahu is hitting that or a Mars is hitting that, and the dasha ka ekdam sabse niche pran dasha of Mars is on or the second lord is on, and then you get the culprit and you move the culprit from there. Bas, it's as simple as that. Enough? You must have got drained by now. But the good part is ये 2 दिन में you all have understood everything that is required to understand. इसके आगे कुछ जास्ती नहीं है. Then it gets a little advanced at nakshatra level on that we'll do after a couple of weeks something. So every Sunday let's do one thing. Let's meet for a quick 45 minutes to 1 hour session where we take up 2, 3 or 4 or as many cases as possible within a half an hour, 45 minutes. So you get how to do that. But in the meantime, ये जो 2 दिन का जो syllabus दिया है, that you should know at the tip of your tongues and the tip of your fingers also. Pat, it should go. Then you see the fun which you enjoy while doing the analysis. You should not scratch your head. Understood? Okay. Now, Dinky, if you have got 10 minutes, you stay on. Pawan, you want to stay on. Others can leave if you want. I will show you that 159 again. Normally, I never repeat nothing. Yeah, in that I told them a secret, but I'm under a special oath. I cannot repeat that secret. So, sorry, Nidhi. You'll have to wait for the next Dasha. Okay. So now I'm just going to teach the aspects. Anyone wants to stay back, most welcome. अगर Dinky का special case के लिए I'm doing that. Normally I wouldn't have done it. So rest of you want to leave can leave. Otherwise stay, whatever you want. Chalo Dinky, open your book now. Rascal. Okay. Can you see this now, Dinky? ये main page दिख रहा है? हाँ. Okay. Now. What all do you not know? You don't know that color coding and all that also you don't know?
No, so I learned the color code, I learned the positions of all the various...
so this part you know?
Yes, I learned the sequence.
The KME, Sumo, Mama, Momo, Susu, Patti, all that you know?
Yes.
Okay. So if you know that and the color coding you know, you are 50% okay, pass okay, KT mil gaya तेरे को. Now the only thing which you don't know is that from wala thing. From in the sense क्या है ना कि any house that you take and any house that you take, ये यहाँ से कितना है, that you should know like this. Just now if I say this will be house number 1, this will be house number 2, this will be 3, this will be 4, this will be 5. So are you going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Bas, that's the end of it. You cannot be astrologer, you will be an agriculturist. Astrologer ne banega, agriculture banega. We had a guy in my college, JJ College of Architecture. For 6 months, he didn't realize, he thought he was in JJ College of Agriculture. Because we had quota from villages and northeast and वहाँ से आते थे ना. So उसको मिला from that quota. वो सब band में बजा के they had got him. I still remember. कामले भी कुछ उसका नाम था. For 6 months, he used to write to his father. He used to get a postcard, 15 पैसे का postcard आता था येलो. उसके ऊपर he used to write to his father काय nonsense काहीतरी काम करायला होतात काय दुसरं drawing करायला होतात बाकी काय करत नाही. After 6 months, he realized that it is JJ College of Architecture, not agriculture. वैसे तेरे astronomy के बदले agriculture बनने वाले थे. So you cannot afford to waste time. So the aspects, how you see from one to another, I'll tell you the simple way. 7th, okay, let's start with 7, is always the diametrically opposite one. This is the 7th. Where are you now? If you see this is the 7th. 7th is always diametrically opposite. Wherever you go, 7th is always diametrically opposite to it. Barabar? The 7th is the simplest of the lot. Next one is the 159, which is also called as a trine. T-R-I-N-E, write this down. Most important, trine. Once we go to the next thing of nakshatra, you'll understand. अभी 159 कैसे पकड़ने का एक जरा समझ लो. There are 3 ways in which you will have to understand. अभी इधर ध्यान दो. Suppose a planet is here. इधर देखो डिंकी. If the planet is here, म्हणजे at the corner houses, it is what I call खेकड़ा. खेकड़ा में क्या? Can you see my face का screen? ये उंगली ऐसे देखिए. Some people can do that. The last thing like that they do this. Can you see this? I can't do it. I'm trying to bend it. That I call खेकड़ा. तो खेकड़ा में क्या? You go all the way and you just go here. Doesn't it look like the finger like this thing?
Yes.
Like this. Now we are going in the clockwise direction. So if this is 1, this will be 5 and this will be 9. Barabar? Barabar? Okay. Understood? So any houses that you have got, is this fellow, the 9th is this. Okay. So this is one position of 159. Second one, suppose that fellow was here. Either than the, look what I'm drawing. If this fellow is here, 5 करने के लिए, here I have walked across quite a bit of distance, so I walk less. So this becomes my 5. 9 उल्टा जब जा रहे थे, खेकड़ा उल्टा कर रहे थे, here I walk very little, so I have to make it longer. So it becomes a खेकड़ा again. So this becomes a 9.
Okay.
If you count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Correct? Now so this is what, these are your Chara Rashis. So for a Chara Rashi, 5 will be equidistant, this will be Khekra. Now you take the next one, which is this guy. Where will the 5 be? Chotu. So walk all the way, so this becomes your 5. Ulta jao to equal gaya, this becomes your 9. Bas, that is all. So where, my, ये बंद हो गया, Apple बंद हो गया. So basically, there are 3 positions only ना. One is the Kona house. My Apple has gone, बंद हो गया, शांत हो गया. Apple का watermelon हो गया भाई. हाँ. So can you see me? Oh. हाँ, now you can hear me. Now can you hear me? सुनाई दे रहा है कि नहीं?
The screen has also gone away, the one we're sharing.
अरे my Apple has become a watermelon. खत्म हो गया उसका, पानी निकल गया पूरा. It has become a तरबूज now. हाँ. ये तुम लोग एप्पल ऊपर नौटंकी करते हैं, हमारे सैमसंग शाम तक चल रही है. एप्पल पहले घास में खत्म हो गया. Anyway,
so sir, what is the homework that we will be see? Last class I diligently did the homework, so that part is clear. Now today it will be about the aspects and about the swabhav of the Rashi. And
all that what I taught today, basically the Rashi ka swabhav, the tattva, the aspects, the special aspects, the marak, karak, badak, all that you have to understand and do permutation combinations and find it. This is one bit. Dinky, have you understood the first case? If it is in the Kona, or now you look at my face, there is no other screen. If it is at the Kona, it will be 1 khekra, equal.
Yeah.
If it has gone to the Chara Rashi, the first Rashi, 5th will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 like this. So it will become 5th, equal. And ulta jayega, khekra ho jayega. If you do from the second Rashi, by observation you understand, you have to give a khekra only, there. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here ulta 12, 11, 10, 11, 9.
And equal. Yeah.
So visually also, and this chart, if you sort of get a visual picture in your mind, it will all start falling into place. Just give it a little time. Abhi it might sound a little suffocating, but just give it a little time. You will actually be able to visualize the chart in front. When you see this, and you see Saturn is seated here and Mars is seated there, you will immediately be able to understand what is going where.
Okay.
So Rashmi, you understood the homework? Not for you, but for everyone. All of you, ये 2 pages जो दिया है, day 1 and day 2, I have combined it in one shot which I had given you yesterday. All this you should take whatever effort. I am telling you, if you take maximum efforts here, आगे का everything will be like this. Just now you do time pass, later on you will be banging your head on every wall. And Pawan,
so the image that you pinned on the group is the one that sort of summarizes today's lesson.
The day 2 करके I have given a complete.
Day 2 at the bottom right you've written, so that's the summary of everything taught today.
Yeah, and color coding also I've done more or less. I think if I'm not mistaken, the exalted, debilitated, I've been in blue and something like that. उस नहीं समझेगा तो मेरे को फोन करो, then I'll tell you. Now Pawan, what I was telling you about your wrist now if you see your wrist, you got a green, you got a yellow, you got a black, you got a brown, you got a white. So all a full Vimshottari dasha is only on your hand. And the hand now is the which Rashi? It's the 3rd Rashi. So do you know which is your ascendant? Which Rashi is your ascendant? Any idea? You're on mute.
Hello?
Which is your ascendant?
Kumbh.
So 11th Rashi is your ascendant. Correct? So basically, you are putting this in your 3rd house. So you have put all these planets in the 1st Rashi. That way.
Okay. So, I mean, I see. Honestly, I do not know why I'm wearing, but I just wore it because I saw and I liked it. And that's it. It's not that somebody told me to wear all this.
Now, next time, when I tell you from the actual meaning with the character of the house, your daughter getting a pimple on the nose can also have a connection with all this.
Oh God.
But वो नहीं आएगा, because your 3rd house basically would be her 11th house. I'll tell you how. Just assume, I don't know how much you will understand of this. If you are born in 11, the 5th from there is your kid.
Correct.
11, 12, 1, 2, 3. My Gemini Rashi becomes Dinky. Okay. Now you have put the Pura Navagraha in your third Rashi, in your third house, which is 11, 12, 1. Okay. So for her, it becomes 3, 2, 1. For her, it becomes the 11th house. So you have put the Navagraha in her 11th house. So 11th house is also the Karak of friend circle. So Dinky, you're going to get all full multinational friend circle. Africa se leke Nepal tak sab all, all. So many boyfriends you'll have now. Every time you get a boyfriend, tell me, I'll give you one thapata.
Okay.
So I said, so this is actually called house activation. Actually later on you realize you might have to remove that, because if you need to get some planet activated in some house of yours, like for example, let us say for some reason sun is getting hit in your chart, just like it was in my chart. So sun is exalted in which? First Rashi. First Rashi for you is which? The third house. Third house is what? This aeroplane. So somewhere on this aeroplane, if you put a yellow colored thing, like what you got, yellow color beads or yellow color band or whatever you want, or even a brass copper ka bracelet, then you are activating sun in your third house where it is exalted. Abhi it might be difficult for you to understand, but when I draw it, you'll understand. So that is when, then if suppose your sun is debilitated, let's say your back is hurting or whatever, then you put a golden thing over here or yellow thing over here. It will move that sun out of the danger zone and get it stronger. And that is how it works. This is the remedy.
Rather than the Karak Tattva, we did the body parts, but in this group, we've not done the relatives.
No, I have not done relatives, events, nothing, because today I thought it will
Events.
get drained out. So next Sunday I'll tell you that, and then we'll start with some cases.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Bye.